man? It's another episode of the Big Brothers of Destruction podcast. It's the Masaku.
It's your boy Swag Switcher in the building. And what stumbled you right then? Like what happened?
Uh, I looked for a second at myself and I was like, wait, don't I have a catchphrase? And I was like, no, I don't. I just threw me off for a second, and I wasn't prepared. But anyway, welcome again, guys, to another episode of the podcast, and we're just here getting ready to talk about. Matter of fact, it was actually a topic you had, Swag. What was the topic for this week?
Man, these white chocolate Reese's are wildly delicious.
This mofo. I mean, yeah, it's definitely gonna be more sugary than usual, but yes.
But nah. So the thing, because we touched on it last week, and I'm bringing it here now, and it's also becoming just the state of wrestling as it is right now, as a whole. And I'm talking. Honestly, you can look at all the big promotions, your big head promotions. We have New Japan, AEW, and WWE. Those are the three big heads, and everyone else just kind of falls in place underneath. And it's like, number one, I feel like wrestling at this very moment is doing this weird thing where there's a line, right? There's this invisible line.
Mm-hmm.
And on one side of the line is WWE. And on the other side of the line is AEW.
Yeah.
And right now, on that line is all these other small little promotions, medium-sized promotions that exist. And it's like AEW and WWE are doing the thing where it's like, all right, AAA, you're on my team. AEW over here. New Japan on this side. WWE. This promotion over here. And it's like you're either team WWE or you're team AEW. And this isn't just with the tribalism. This is with the legitimate companies right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like where AEW, I think they have CMLL and New Japan in their back pocket. WWE has AAA, and I think it's Stardom.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe so. Yeah,
I think WWE has Stardom in their back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
But WWE also has TNA in their back pocket.
Yes,
which I feel is dangerous for AEW because as I often take my dives into the
other side,
the IWC, I think we call it here, the Internet Wrestling Community.
Mm-hmm.
As I take my dives into the IWC, I watch these videos and I listen to what people's talking about and everything. Like, there is truthfully a war starting and getting ready to start happening soon. Freaking, and WWE out here orchestrating everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so the current thing that I've seen and that's been being talked about a lot is the fact that WWE, people say, are using TNA to further their counter programming against AEW. So apparently TNA is getting close to a possible TV deal. And if they get that TV deal, it is being rumored. No facts just yet, but it's being rumored that their show is going to be on the same time as AEW's Dynamite's coming.
Wasn't that Eric Bischoff that said that?
No. Eric Bischoff said if AEW don't get their shit straight, when TNA gets that TV promotion, there's going to be a new number two. Yeah. When they get that TV deal, there's going to be a new number two promotion in wrestling, and it is probably going to be TNA.
Not probably. It will be, unfortunately. Well, I'll say, yeah, fortunately, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if TNA can do it. I
Mm-hmm.
want them to be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
More so just the fact that I would love to see TNA flourish. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't think TNA is strong enough to beat AEW
Its
type
roster isn't.
situation.
The thing about it is there's certain things about TNA I feel like that are missing from its core. And yes, the true fact of its wrestling, its knockout division is one thing. And I understand that this is just a small thing, but that freaking six-sided ring makes a huge difference.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know that ain't coming.
Yeah, it's never because I mean the wrestlers themselves they have said they do not like it. It's very harmful to them.
Yeah, it hurts. But even then, I don't know. I don't think a TNA can. I don't think TNA can beat AEW like that. And even more so, people believe that if they do this, it could actually hurt TNA in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
However, with the shows that we've been watching, I don't think I almost don't believe that that will happen because AEW's been pretty garbo, brother. Like garbo, basura, trash. It has been painful. Like I feel as if AEW does not know how. Do you agree or not? Like,
I mean, we've already established the fact that like Swerve versus Okada is a match I don't care about. I don't care about it. Why are we doing it? And yes, we both can agree that some of the things that they are doing currently is just it's not the
and
way.
not even talking about stories, right?
Yeah.
Or their pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring up to you one of their past shows,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because we didn't necessarily talk about it because of the pay-per-views and everything. One of their past shows that they had leading into the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
To me, if you took that episode of AEW and you played it backwards, it would make so much more sense. It would make
Elaborate.
so much more sense. So this was the as they call the go home show, right? Leading into the pay-per-view that they had.
Mm-hmm.
On the go home show, it started out with all the pretty much everything dealing with that lights out cage match that they had, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can remember how chaotic it was, because Will Ospreay comes out there, he's talking to Death Riders come out there, and then all of a sudden, then who was it? That then like because after the Death Riders came out there, then Speedball and AR Fox come out there,
Oh, you talking
and
about it's
then
okay. Okay.
like broken knees Tanahashi comes out there, and then the match happens, right? But then after the match happens, then it's like Gabe Kidd and
The
the
War
the
Dogs.
the War Dogs showed up, and then uh, Powerhouse Hobbs and Samoa Joe and all of them showed up. Then the Young Bucks came out there and showed up, and then Darby Allin shows up, and there's just this big clusterfuck of a situation just going on with just all of these people out here. Like, hold on, I think I had it written down there. So we had the ops out there, we had the Death Riders, we had the conglomeration show up, the Young Bucks, the War Dogs, Darby Allin, and the Billy Goat. Like all of these people just show up, and Darby Allin coffin drops off of the building, falls into everybody and the body bag stunt and stuff like that. All of this happens at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
The beginning of the episode. Where how we ended it, if I remember correctly, we ended it with the women's match and all this other, which I don't not gonna take away from them having like the, but it was like the match happens, Tony Storm gets O-faced, and which is a crazy statement to,
Yeah, like O-face is like
that's such a crazy statement to make.
Like, why is that called the O-face? Like, I need to know that.
because I guess she just wanted it to be dirty for whatever reason, because the Eclipse wasn't cool enough, apparently. Or maybe she probably just doesn't own the rights to the Eclipse, but which, whatever. Regardless, I guess it also makes sense because she's not Ember Moon anymore. So, but like that match and the shenanigans that happens in that match would have made so much sense to start the show off.
Mm-hmm.
Because still thinking about if you played this backwards, if we had all those shenanigans at the very end, right? The next thing that happened,
so much more interesting,
and it would have been like going off the air with all this chaos happening, and it would have been great. But instead, that happens in the very beginning, and then we start going into the situations with Jon Moxley and wanting to set what's his name on fire, and like it's so poorly put together. I think one of the last times we spoke on the previous podcast, I said it's almost as if they wrote everything on key cards and then put it in a bucket or a bowl, mixed it up, dumped it on a table, and asked the child, all right, line these up and see and line these up in whatever order you think they should be. And the kid's like, okay, I want this here, this here, this here, this here. And they look at that shit like, it's fucking good. It's fucking good.
Why don't you get a bowl, dump some eggs in it, mix the fuck out of it?
Fuck out of it.
What do you get?
Yeah, like
that's what I thought you mean.
No, I mean, no, as I was saying it, I was thinking it, but I was like, hold it in.
Nah, fuck that shit. Let that shit out.
Fuck out of it.
Get the fuck out of it. But overall, I think you are absolutely right, because that shift change from everything just didn't make any sense. Because I was like, oh, okay, it's lit. That's how I thought. I was like, maybe the rest of Collision would be lit. No.
It's like they started off up
we'll
here.
take that back. That tag team match was pretty solid, though.
The match, yes. No, I'm sorry. The match was the things that happened at the end, which led to
the tag team match.
Yes, the tag team match, great match, Brodito and but then it ends in the draw. A tournament. Okay, this was a tournament. Someone was supposed to win.
Yeah.
And the final match of the tournament ends in a time limit draw. Make it make sense.
They said, hey, yo, we know this is a draw, but now we're going to just make it a triple threat. You're welcome.
The problems that the problem with AEW is that I feel at this point it's almost like they're choosing to act like they don't know how to book things.
They're not trying to follow the narrative. That's kind of how I feel like it is. It's like, there's a system, right? There's a system of how you book. There's a system of how you do things. Granted, I'm not the best booker, but there's always been a system, right? And then if you're basically saying, hey, we know there's a book, man, fucking throw that shit out. We're fucking video gaming this bitch. We just do shit, bro.
But the thing is, even video games make sense.
True. I'm talking about
And
doing video game shit, but yeah.
okay, that's a different situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel with AEW right now, like they are if they decide to take the if booking for dummies and they threw it out the window.
Damn.
Because there are, as we all know as wrestling fans, there are just certain unspoken, rules and patterns that just kind of happen in wrestling that, once you've become wise to it, you understand the way that it works. So, for example, I am the bad guy and I'm about to go up against the good guy champion. Usually what ends up happening is if the bad guy gets the last laugh on the good guy champion, chances are when they fight at the pay-per-view, the good guy's going to win. Now, of
Or
course,
if they lose, it's not clean.
yes, or if just so happen that they do lose, it's not clean, and it has to be not clean because otherwise you make your baby face look like a baby back bitch. And so with that, and that's just like one of the many different type of situations. If you see like, for like a majority of a situation, like, on the it's and because it happens on the opposite end. If the baby face is getting a lot of, getting his comeback, or if the baby face right before
Getting
the
his shit in.
pay-per-view, if the baby face right before the pay-per-view gets his lick back, babyface is probably going to lose.
He's gonna lose
Because
like a bitch.
so, but little things like that. And it's one of those things, like I feel like AEW, when it comes to the way that they book and the way that they present things and stuff like that, they throw that book out the window and it feels like they just kind of wing it. Like one of the things I feel that they do a lot of times is they're like, hey, we got this really big star. And we're just going to keep telling you that this really big star is going to fight this other really big star. And you're going to get really excited because they're two really big stars. And we want to see how that's going to end. And they're just going to fight. And no real build. Just know that they're two really big stars and they're going to do their thing. You can't get invested with it. That was the Okada, and that's your Okada versus Swerve. That's your Tony Storm versus your Mercedes. Things like that. Really big names, really important. Who really cares about? You don't really need to build it because it should sell itself because they're really big, important people. But it's like you need that build. You need that story. You need that camaraderie.
You need that
or whatever
sell.
you want to call it.
The thing that you, and I'm not picking at you anytime when I say this. The thing that you thrive on as a wrestling fan is you need to sell it to me. You need to sell it to me. Why should I care? And that's obviously every wrestling fan thinks this way, but for you, that is what makes you a wrestling fan. And honestly, one of the things that I would feel like people who got out of wrestling years ago probably had that peak of like, man, this shit ain't fucking, like, you can't sell me that. Like maybe they either one, they grew out of it, or they've said, hey, you can't sell me that anymore, right? And so that at some point begins to lead to a downward spiral where wrestling fans like ourselves at times will take a break from wrestling. It's because right now everything that you're doing is not selling me why I should care about this product. And I know we've both had our hiatuses with wrestling. We both, well, mine mainly was because of the household I was living in and they not wanting me to watch wrestling. So there was a specific point in my life where I just didn't watch wrestling. That routine was not in my life anymore. For you, I know it was like life was life, and so it's like, yeah, you watch pay-per-views, and that's kind of like the tradition of every wrestling fan now. You may not watch Monday, you may not
You
watch
might not,
Friday,
yeah,
but you
but
definitely watching the
you
pay-per-view.
watch the pay-per-views just to see
Absolutely,
what's
you
going
have
on.
to.
Because when it comes to the pay-per-views, usually, if it's a good promotion and you know what the fuck they're doing,
Damn.
they will at least take all of the good bits of whatever it is that's happening, and they'll give you that preview before you see the match. So it's all like,
Package.
if you haven't been, they'll give you the package, and then you'll be all like, oh, okay. So this person is fighting this guy because he thinks he's better than them, and then there was this that happened, and there was a squabble here and a verbal assault here, and and then that happened, and now they're here, and this is why they're fighting. All right, cool. I'll watch that. And it's funny because like whenever you watch, for me, it's like whenever you watch pay-per-views in that, when you watch wrestling in that particular fashion, it's almost that it's almost then and almost only then that you're watching the show specifically for the wrestling kind of thing.
It to me, it's more so the climax of the situation. Like, say, okay, I think of it like this: if I haven't been watching the product like Monday through Friday or whatever, and like I come to a pay per view, it's like somebody injecting me. Like, here is the plot, here is everything. Okay, I'm in now. What's up? Like, what's going on? It's like being put into the matrix. Like, you're put into the situation of, why should I care about this? What is the outcome? Think about like when, and another perfect scenario. Think about when we used to watch Dragon Ball Z, and every freaking week they used to prolong every goddamn thing. You were itching to find out what that was. Imagine they packaged that, and you're like, okay, now Goku just saw his friend just get blown up, and he's turning Super Saiyan. So how does this end? And that's, to me, when I watch a package, it's like, okay, that shit's crazy. How does this end? Does it make sense, or is it fucking stupid? I That is the thing that sometimes really pisses me off about wrestling, especially like with the Rhea and Io situation. When they gave us that package for their match, it's like, yeah, they've been wrestling each other constantly. Io has bested her in every situation. Whoa. Why are we not doing this at Mania? Why is this a package for this small little rinky dink match? You have such a better story here. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Counter programming.
Television
happened.
Programming. They're programming and training and programming.
No. It's counter
I know.
program, because just that specific match. You remember what that was? AEW's WrestleMania weekend, when all that went down. So word is on the street. Just to throw this out, the word is out. The word out on the street in the IWC, as they call it. Word out on the street is the fact that this counter programming, and honestly, it's working. I can easily tell you that it's working.
I mean, yeah.
And I'll give you my small proof of why. But the counter programming is not so much that they want to kill AEW, because AEW does a really great job of doing that themselves. AEW stays stepping on the. AEW is the person on the bike, and they grab a stick and put the fucking stick in the spoke of the wheel. Like, that's AEW on a regular basis. But what they're doing, this counter programming, what it does, it makes it where, let's say, or to give the example, let's say on Collision, a really popular new wrestler debuted on Collision. All right, let's say that happens. But at the exact same time that he debuts on Collision is also the same time Omos and Microman stood face to shin in their.
What do you mean shin?
Microman was way below his kneecap, bro. Micro Man wasn't tall enough to be to his dick, unless he's really packing that heavy. It's like, cause like
I don't need that visual, nigga. No. Continue.
But it's like Micro Man and Omos come face to face. At the same time, this new wrestler has debuted on AEW's Collision.
Mm-hmm.
When you go online, when you go on the Twitters and the Instagrams, the only thing you see people talk about is the biggest man in sports entertainment facing off against the smallest man in sports entertainment. I did not find out that someone debuted on Collision.
I didn't even know that either until Wrestle Talk. It was a former NXT star, I think, right?
No, he was on Austin Ace.
No, there was a woman that also debuted too.
There was.
I could have sworn I remember Wrestle Talk saying something about that. I can't remember her name.
And this is exactly what I mean of how this counter programming is working.
Yeah.
I only knew that Austin Ace showed up because 2.5 days later, I decided to actually watch Collision one night while I was just doing stuff. And all of a sudden, it's like, he's here! Austin Ace is here! And I'm like, Austin Ace? Oh, he's here. Cool. Damn. And then the bad booking comes into play because you know what Austin Ace did? Took a big fat L on their B show Collision. Now, in that booking book for dummies that we was talking about earlier.
Oh boy, yeah, you never debut somebody
if it's your debut.
Yeah,
the proper thing is to go over on your debut.
Yeah.
Unless there's a special story that is to be happening on your debut match. And there has to be a really compelling story to go with that. For example, Kane. His debut match, he took the L. But then he proceeded to beat Undertaker's ass afterwards. Yes. Now, of course, probably not completely the same because Kane had been there for like a good 3-4 months before he had his true first match, his debut match. But once again, that goes into the idea of the fact that there was a story that went into everything before that debut match, which led to the reasons why he lost. And then the way that he lost was Undertaker had to tombstone him 3 times, which Undertaker never has to do or never had
Cody Rhodes.
Listen, Undertaker didn't tombstone Hulk Hogan 3 times. You know what I'm saying?
But he broke his neck, brother, apparently.
Oh, you got me, brother. But it's like, homie, he lost. And at this point, that was it. He took that out. And it was just like, well, then why? Why would you do that? They make such crazy decisions, such wild decisions on there. And I'm like, I know you being a New Japan person, and I know you understand that they were originally trying to be this American New Japan. In your eyes, the fuck is wrong
with AEW?
Yes. Why are they not successful like a New Japan was? Because right now, for all intents and purposes, some could say that New Japan is becoming ass because of AEW. AEW's taking a lot of their talent.
Yes, but here's the thing: in any situation, you need to let the new talent become, whatever. So a part of that I feel like is maybe I don't know what New Japan's product has been like recently. I haven't been watching it because this is one guy you can't sell me him. He is a very stoic Japanese man, and I love that because I love the culture. I understand what, but he has this smile that just throws me off. I can't remember his name right now. It's just like the smile is like, you know how I remember Roman Reigns got his De Veers, whatever the fuck they call, and you can
Yeah,
see his teeth being
veneers.
fake. Yeah, veneers. You see his teeth, and you're like, bro, that's not your teeth. This guy's trademark is apparently his smile, but he has this cowboy Undertaker esque gear on when he comes to the ring, and then to take the hat off. And you're like, bro, what the fuck is that? No, you don't sell me that. You sold me this badass look, and all of a sudden, and it's like, whoever told you that, stop. Like, yes, you have great teeth. You do. But the smile is not what sells you, bro. You're a great wrestler. I gotta remember his name. But I remember seeing that product. I was like, and just what was going on with New Japan at the time, I was just like, nah, I'm not watching this.
What would make you start wanting to watch New Japan again?
I need charismatic people like Naito. I don't know if you ever watched Naito in his prime.
I know of.
Charismatic people like him, Jay White, even though Kenny, he was definitely more of that, best bout wrestler, but they had swagger. Everybody had like just a thing that distinguished them. Even Murder Grandpa when he was out there, you know what I'm saying? Just like everybody has a thing that makes them charismatic. So where their character sells the matches, not even like the story build up. Like, you know how there's a story that should be told to bring you to this match? It's the lore of the character that makes the match more appealing to me. Like, how are these two people going to clash? And this character and the lore that is him and the world building that is involved with him, and then this character as well. How is this match going to come out? Is it going to be great or is it going to be shit? But they had
So you're
charismatic
saying
people.
that so you're saying that as of right now, New Japan hasn't created appealing new characters.
No. I mean, Zack Sabre Jr., he's their heavyweight champion now. Again, and people even thought like, yo, he shouldn't be champion for some reason.
Listen, Zack Sabre Jr., good wrestler,
Yes,
cool technical
excellent.
wrestler. I've seen a couple of his matches, but like to an overall sense, he really doesn't wow me a whole lot. And actually, since we're on this, I think I've finally understood the New Japan concept to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
And what made me, because earlier today, I was having a conversation with the girlfriend, and she's really into K-pop and stuff like that, right? And she was talking about how, the K-pop people, K-pop is actually on quite a rise right now in the USA, kind of
They've
thing.
been on for a while, yeah.
Well, it's been on, but recently it's been kicking up a notch. Stray Kids have been bringing K-pop really into the USA, really hard body recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
And amidst the conversation, I was like, boy, they make what makes them be able to make so much money, and I think makes them so appealing to the United States audience, is the fact that yes, they are Korean pop stars and they sing their songs in Korean, but they also can sing their songs perfectly good in English as well. And because that happens, now you're grabbing people like me who are dub type folk. We love the content, but we really can't enjoy it enough until it's in a language that we specifically can understand. And then we have your subs type folk who are like, nah, give it to me like how it came from their motherland. I like it better that way. I don't care if I don't know what these words exactly mean. I'll read the subtitles. It's fine with me type situation. But because there is the dub option, for lack of better terms, because they speak good English good. And so like they have songs in English. They will make a song in English and then later translate it in Korean type situation. But because of the fact that they have songs in English, that makes them even more appealing to everybody, because just like how with anime, a lot of people might like anime, but not everyone likes to read it, kind of thing. Me being one of those kind of folks. And it made me kind of go on this thing talking about kind of comparing it with like someone like Stephanie Valkyr and Asuka. And the revelation that I ended up getting from this conversation. When I look at Stephanie Valkyr, right? Gorgeous, beautiful. All right. In-ring work, superb. Love it. Promos, when she speaks in English, and this was something that I've finally understood that you spoke about. It's like when she speaks it in English, though I understand it, whenever she does speaking it, when she does say it in her language, it feels slightly different. But the problem is, I still don't know what she said. There are no subtitles to what she said. And even then, when there are subtitles, unfortunately, I'm a lazy American bum who doesn't like to read. And so
You're
I'm like,
dyslexic like me. That's not it. That's it. You're dyslexic like me.
that too. And so it's like, I want to hear her say it in her language, but then she'll say it in her language, and it's like, okay, cool. But it's like, it loses a bit to it. But Asuka, with the comparison here, Asuka has the same situation, but the main difference with Asuka is the fact that the way she has presented herself is so strong to the point where you don't have to understand her, because her movements, her mannerisms, the
She's
look in her
charismatic. She's
eyes,
charismatic.
the way that she carries herself, the way she does things, it's like you watch and looking at her Titantron, listening to her music, and seeing what she does from the time she comes out to the point where the bell rings, you just get it.
That is me in Naito. With me, that's what I was talking about with New Japan. All those people are like that there when it was prominent, like when it was at its prime. That's how it was for me. I could look at Naito, I can look at these characters, I could say, okay, I'm invested. What's up?
And it's one of those things where like in that conversation, me like making this like a comparison, it made me kind of it opened my eyes a bit to kind of see your point of view and maybe understand New Japan just a slight bit more, considering the fact of how Asuka is in comparison to a Stephanie Valkyr. Because Stephanie has all of that, but that last bit of aura, for lack of better words. Asuka has an aura that you can see it, you can damn near taste it. Stephanie, she's got the look, she's got the moves and everything. Sir, the English isn't quite there, but the English wasn't there for Asuka. I can hear and kind of tell, you know, what she's about when she talks, or when she's like when she speaks it in her language. But at the same time, there is still that with her, there's still there's that key piece, that unspoken, like that, as you would call it, that unspoken charisma that where it's like I'm not getting that part of the story with her,
I get
where
that
I can
same thing
just
with her
be
as well.
like,
Yeah.
it's like I'm not getting that like unspoken part of the story where it's like, because like there she's got the whole demon horns thing going on. Her music's fine. When she comes out to the ring, from curtain to before the bell sounds, there is a presence about her, but it's like, but the presence is not defined, kind of thing. You know, like we understand as soon as Asuka comes out, I'm like, ah, that's what an Empress of Tomorrow looks like and what an Empress of Tomorrow would do. What the fuck is an Empress of Tomorrow? I couldn't quite tell you, but it's her.
Do you feel like because of her NXT run that also helped it out as well? Because Stephanie had a decent run, but I feel like because
Hers was cut short. I feel
yeah,
like it
hers
was
was
cut
cut short.
short.
Yeah. So I feel like, do you feel like because of her run being cut short, we haven't got the chance to develop and do that? Or do you feel like if I just put somebody in front of Asuka, have them watch her walk down to the ring and showcase her presence and do the same thing for Stephanie? Do you feel that random person will be like, wow, Asuka's cool, I want to see this now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would easily say that over Stephanie to a certain degree. Granted, Stephanie has, has us by
Oh yeah, I
because
mean
she just
that's the I forgot this
mm.
content creator. He says it's the Latino, it's the Latin gays or some shit like that, or it's the, I can't remember what it was, but like, you know how us and brothers and Latin women, it's just
Family.
it's that they say that
When
specific thing and it's a wrap.
when I be looking at TV and she be looking at me, I'd be like, dang, hell, my girlfriend right there. Hold
Mhm.
on. Dang. But, ah, ah, ah. But going back to it though, it's like I I think I have like through that conversation, I think I may have gotten to a bit more of an understanding of like that New Japan appeal and I guess how New Japan was able to survive so long without having stories because they don't to me, they don't have stories. They just have events, if that makes sense. And it's like, or has you, I think you said before, they have lore.
Yes, they have
Because, like,
lore.
the
Yeah.
Bullet Club, it's not a story. They just have a presenting lore about them. They are not Japanese people
They're gaijin.
coming
Yeah.
into a Japanese program and taking it over because they're
They
not
want to.
Japanese
Yeah, they just
and
because
they
they
want
can.
to.
Yeah.
That's what Bullet Club is.
Yep.
There's no story for Bullet Club. It's just that's what they are.
Yep. And their
And
presentation is cool because they're using the NWO2 suite. You know, again, they have characters who are somewhat charismatic. You have Prince Devon or Finn Balor when he was there. Very charismatic guy. You have Tomatonga, Bad Luck Fale. Bad Luck Fale was cool. That motherfucker came out militant as hell, cigar in his mouth. You was like, oh, this motherfucker's a badass. All right, what's up? So it's like everybody, they had literally a pimp. They had a pimp in the fucking group.
interesting.
Yeah, he was a pimp, and he had this Spanish girl who came out with her all the time. She wore a bunny outfit. You could not keep your eye off that woman. I'm telling you, couldn't, bro, couldn't. But yeah, the team was charismatic. It was like, damn, there's interesting characters over here. What is this group? This group looks cool. So the charisma, the charisma is what it is,
New Japan had superstars.
pretty much. And with that, I want to take a quick pause and come back to this because while I want to continue on in the ventures of what they're doing as well. But guys, we're gonna take a small break, and then that way we can kind of continue the conversation of what what these companies could do possibly to maybe fix or better the situation, because this is getting a lot. But be right back. We're gonna pay some bills and be right back with the Big Brothers of Destruction podcast. One sec.
Gotta keep the lights on.
Yep. Mainly need to pause that because the wife's coming in the house and I did not want the dogs to bug us.
Oh, they about to get crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They about to get loose.
That was at the 45-minute mark. I'm glad because apparently I hear that in the background.
My son thinks he's a fucking train.
Oh, Corey. You know, for the one time they don't fucking bark, bro. You know what? Fuck them niggas, bro. Fuck them niggas. The one time they don't fucking bark. Please put it on. Put it in. Are you gonna attend to them?
You just told me to shoot.
I said go ahead and tend to them quickly. Even though they just went outside.
Jose out here posting this wild dumb shit. I fucking swear.
You posted what?
No, like Jose's been like posting like a bunch of random videos in this chat, and I'm like, someone take his phone. Someone take his phone, please.
Nah, he doing on purpose.
I had 13 dogs today.
You both just need to realize something. Nobody is gonna want to ever help you. Because the two of you are just so pathetic.
Fucking blue pants, bro. Goddamn.
What is she doing? How did she get in the building? She doesn't even work here. Obviously, God's first got her in. It's ridiculous. This character. They're all matching too. Oh, very observant, Byron. Watch me step up to the microphone sheen. Dazzling gleam and not these heathens outshining these so-called rappers like Clip.
I forgot I posted that. Hold up.
Activate the Tiger Sword. Tiger Sword, power up.
All right, ready when you are. You pull the sheet down. You forgot to pull the sheet down. All right. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Big Brothers of Destruction podcast. As we need to pay our bills real quick, we also wanted to predict. Oh, wait, yeah, zero fear as always. But need to pay our bills and be able to keep the lights on. But at the same time, I wanted to continue where we were at in our conversation about what is it that wrestling is missing in certain areas, especially for AEW. To kind of piggyback what we were saying about like charismatic characters, AEW has interesting characters. They just don't know how to book them.
Bingo. Now, they have that, but there's also a part of me that feel well. Actually, then again, honestly, it might be because of the booking. Because for a while,
really
I
is.
was saying the fact that AEW has really good wrestlers, but they don't have very good superstars. They don't have people who that as they say that it factor type situation. Which, for all intents and purposes, I guess you could say like New Japan used to be the home of it factors because they relied on a wrestler's it factor to pretty much sell whatever matches that they were having, to not be able to do that and not have story. And then of course they also were good wrestlers. It's like AEW, they just have really, really, really good wrestlers. But it's like when it comes to that it factor, that that
I
that
mean, some
overall
wrestlers do have
swagger.
it. I mean, MJF is one of them. MJF definitely is a character who has a lot of swagger. Swerve, Hangman, the Billy Goat, Brody King, Darby Allin. You know, there's a couple of them. It's like a handful. It's not everybody. It's a handful. And with
That's
those
problem.
handful, and with the handful they have, they don't push them.
Which is they don't push them or they book them very incorrectly.
Yeah. Like a Darby Allin winning the heavyweight title as a story would be very interesting.
I say it would have been. I feel like that ship is currently is gone and sailed away,
Yeah.
and now they have to rebuild that thought process. They have to rebuild that idea, and it's like on the other side, right now, WWE, full of the caliber of people that is needed for things, they're giving us the bare minimum half-ass stories they're not utilizing them to their fullest potential. Both sides are not, just in different ways. Because you have, let me see here, just to grab a random name out of you have Street Profits, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Street Profits have so much going for them, so much that you could do with them, and not a whole lot is being done.
Mm-hmm.
No real story, no real good like push towards anything. There's there is nothing for them to thrive off of right now in the WWE. Like they're just kind of there. And it's like they're all they are is a good match right now. But it's like there's no deep story that would drive you to get more interested into them and want to push them and put them on a pedestal at a point where you could see them doing something interesting and doing something great, kind of thing. Now, if you took those same boys and put them on AEW, as it currently stands and looks, they would probably have and create some of the best matches you could possibly imagine seeing. Their work rate as far as like in-ring performing would be through the freaking roof. Type thing.
The Hurt Syndicate versus the Street Profits would be fire.
Especially since Bobby Lashley used to be their manager.
Mm-hmm.
But and they would have that story, but after that, AEW wouldn't know what to do. They'd just be there.
Kind of like how they are in WWE.
And the next thing you know, they're in all-star matches.
Damn.
All-star 10-man tag team match. And they're like that in WWE, but it's funny because it's like they're kind of like that in WWE, just but it's a better stage. And it's the bare minimum at that.
Mm-hmm.
In the AEW, they would actually probably have to work harder to get the same results, because that's what people in AEW do. They work their asses off in these matches. On any given AEW pay-per-view, those people in the 45 matches that they have on the pay-per-view, each of those 45 matches are going to be balls to the wall, nonstop craziness and action going on. And they're wrestling like as if this is their last wrestling match.
Which
and
you
that's
gotta
on
give it
any
to
given.
You always gotta give it to them. Always gotta give it to them.
But the problem is no build up, no reason, no logical reason at that. And it's just like, I don't know who needs to step in to fix this, because it's a hard fix. With WWE, there's an easy fix, because they're not far away from what they used to do like 2.5, almost 3 years ago, back when they were giving you Bloodline story and Cody
Which they're
Rhodes
still doing.
Cody Rhodes story, when they were long-term booking, because long-term booking is what makes things work. But what WWE has done is the fact that they've gone from a wrestling business to just a business. And so it's no longer really about the wrestling aspect of anything. It's more so about the money. That's what WWE's problem is right now.
So would you say then is where wrestling business aligns, right? AEW is on the wrestling part. WWE is strictly on the business part. And that's where those two clash, because while yes, AEW is giving you some of the best wrestling in the world, they fucking are, they're destroying their business with how they're selling or booking their wrestlers. Whereas WWE, you may not get all the best wrestling in the world, but you do get some great matches. But the ads and the product placement is so much there that it's very much business.
So it's more so the fact, like, WWE are currently in this era where they seemingly feel like they have mastered the, hey, we're going to get you extremely excited for our product. And we're going to do the absolute bare minimum to get you excited for our product. But when we get you excited, we're going to get you excited enough that you're going to still spend as much money as you possibly can for our product. And then once you buy it, we're going to give you a half-cooked steak. And that's kind of sort of where they're at with it. Like, they look at this John Cena thing, right? They gave you a John Cena heel turn. Or actually, even more so, thinking about the John Cena heel turn. Because this is actually a great way to describe what WWE is doing. They brought in a very important person in The Rock. And they dropped the whole thing about the want you to sell your soul, let me know at this day kind of thing, right? And so it's like, it's half-ass storytelling. And it's half-ass storytelling, but they make things compelling enough where it's like you don't want to miss it, but you don't want to miss it, and you want to spend the money to be there because you don't know what that moment is going to be like, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what their big thing is right now. Their moment searching.
Mana farming or aura farming or whatever farming you want to use.
Oh yeah, there you go. They're moment farming. Okay. And they know, because unfortunately us as wrestling fans, we're gullible bastards. We'll eat that shit up. As like, they will fish you out for these moments. They'll make a story kind of compelling. You know what I'm saying? There's story there. And it's enough story to get you just enough invested that you're going to spend the money to see what is the moment they're going to give you. Type thing. And then when they give you a moment, it does not matter how great the match is. As long as the moment piques everybody, fuck everything else. Because at that point, they've given you the moment and you've given them the money. And that's all they need. They promise you a moment. You invest in that moment. They give you the moment and they take your money. Who cares? Actually, I can't say who cares because we know who does. But we have the Brock Lesnar situation going.
Oh, yeah.
We all know the allegations.
Mm-hmm.
We know all these things. However, the moment is Brock Lesnar came out and beat up John Cena. They delivered us a moment. And now that they've delivered us that moment, just on that moment alone, we are paying them money so we can find out what that next moment is going to be following that up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you and I know good and damn well, when Brock Lesnar and John Cena fights, who cares about that? It's not going to be some 5-star match. It's not going to be a match of amazing and epic proportions. We're not going to be standing on our feet of the match. The quality of the match between Brock Lesnar and John Cena, for all intents and purposes,
It will be a throwaway.
Could be the quality of Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. It could be the quality of Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. Because both the motherfuckers is dead. We know that match wasn't the most greatest match of all time.
It wasn't.
But the moment Hulk Hogan picked that big son of a bitch up and slammed him on the ground, everyone loses their mind. Notice how that's the only clip of the match that ever gets played.
Yes.
The only clip.
The match was built on that moment. That's why.
Bingo. The moment. WWE is banking, taking all of our hard-earned cash on moments. While AEW is trying so hard to grab our attention with these Broadways of epic proportions with 1,000 false finishes, barbed wired wrapped explosive nuclear weapons, and lights out unsanctioned bring a gun to a knife fight title matches,
setting somebody on fire just to get them to change the stipulation of a match,
setting someone on fire just because, jumping off ladders into a glass pan held up by tables or chairs. They're giving us all of that and losing the process of why we did it.
Honestly, that's kind of moment farming. Because think about the moment with Moxley and Edge or Adam Copeland, and he hit him with Spike. Okay. That was a moment.
Do you know why that was happening?
Nope.
Exactly. And because of that moment, what happened after it?
Nothing.
Exactly. Spike, a non-factor. Nothing happened. Nothing was done to make you care. When WWE does moments, there are reasons behind it that leads up to it. And those are the things that keeps us there. No matter how shitty and lazy they've been with it recently, they still follow that same formula where it keeps us just enough invested, where at the end we're looking at that pay-per-view and we're looking at that new $30 a month and we're like, well, shit, I gotta buy that shit because I gotta see what's gonna happen at this pay-per-view.
Honestly, I feel like that's more tribalism rather than you needing to see the product, because again, as wrestling fans, we're so used to the idea and routine of watching a pay-per-view. No matter if you're watching the product during the week. I mean, Wrestle Talk sometimes talks about, like, did you see this? Nah, I just got it to the pay-per-view. Like, it's what we do, right? You don't have to watch everything to get behind the reason why we're at this match. Okay? So, but also,
if it was tribalism, then AEW would have retained what they've started with up until this point. And they have not.
Correct. This is why I also said it's tribalism and routine. Routine for us as wrestling fans, we are always going to watch WWE. That is just straight up. I don't know anybody that's like completely saying, yo, fuck WWE, I am only watching AEW. I don't think there's a soul. I don't think there's a soul who's just like, I'm only watching TNA. No, it's the routine of, as a wrestling fan, you will, no matter what, come home. And home is WWE. You may not watch AEW. You may not watch TNA. You may not watch New Japan. But as a wrestling fan, you will always watch WWE. And I feel like WWE knows that. And then sometimes has those moments of like, we build you, and we give you the uncooked steak because you're gonna always come here no matter what. Built up storyline.
But the problem, but the thing is, because I actually kind of agree with you on that piece. But the thing is, is that AEW isn't doing anything to make you not want to eat that uncooked steak. They're not making themselves important enough to not settle for it. If AEW has the best wrestlers in the world, right? And AEW over here is like, fam, we have prime beef over here. We got some of the best beef in the business. You need to come over here and eat some of this. There is something that they're doing or not doing that is making other people like, I know y'all say y'all got like the best beef over there, but like, I'm gonna just sit here and eat shit. It's like if with that being the case, it's like, okay, so if that's what you're going to do and just sit here and eat shit, then knowing that there's that new restaurant down the road, why are y'all not going to this other restaurant? If we know this is garbage, why are we not going to this other restaurant? Because it's not like it hasn't happened before.
Mm-hmm.
There was WWE. The WCW came through and was like, hey, yo, listen, you should come to our restaurant. And people were like, you know what? We have Goldbergs in the kitchen. And it was like, yeah, they got Goldbergs in the kitchen. And everyone's all like, damn, they do got Goldbergs. I like that shit. And they went over to WCW, and WWE was like, fuck, we gotta change the recipe. And they changed the recipe, and then they became the better restaurant. But
and then they end up buying out the chain.
and
then at one point they became the Taco Bell KFC fusion.
Like Taco Bell KFC. Listen, for a minute, they was the Taco Bell KFC and Lon John Silver for a hot minute there. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget Pizza Hut. Don't forget the Pizza Hut one.
Like, hey. But that was perfect. But like with AEW, and one of the only well, before I say that, it's like with AEW, with them being the new restaurant, it's like people was eating there, but then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, this food ain't as great as they make it seem. And then they're leaving. And they're still leaving. They are still leaving.
But every once in a while they come back in the doors.
Only because they get tired of the monopoly from time to time. But now
they're getting the same meal, but yeah.
Yeah, they're tired of getting the same meal. So sometimes they'll come back, but there's nothing keeping them there. And in AEW, they're not doing the things that they need to keep people there. And it's weird because like with the stuff that I hear about what's going on with AEW financially and the stuff that they've been, it's like they're being a much shittier version of what WCW is. You know what I'm saying? WCW showed up and they were good for a bit. But then, you know, as WCW went on, there were things that happened backstage that eventually turned their show into shit type situation. And it's like AEW, it's like they're making all of this WCW mistakes without getting the benefits that WCW had at the beginning when they did have the 85 or 89 weeks or whatever. And so because it's like, and the only difference in this particular case is just the fact that, and the part that makes it hard is just the fact that WWE has
competition.
Not just that, but WWE has money.
A lot of money. In fact, all the money. I'm trying to think about in a restaurant. Okay, this is just. I don't know if I could do this. I want to say, as in a restaurant quality, what would you solidify WWE to be? What is that top echelon of like? It's got the money, it's got the pizzazz, it's business, and it's the place you'd probably always go to. You could do it with fast food, you could do it with whatever.
Well, just so that I can make it more comparable.
Do it.
WWE is like WWE is your Taco Bell. All right. Taco Bell has been here and it ain't going anywhere. There is not much that's going to make Taco Bell get stomped out because they are the top when it comes for, taco stuff and whatnot. Easy fast food tacos, okay? WWE is that Taco Bell. AEW is that new taco spot that opened up down the road.
Del Taco?
Independent. Sure. We don't even have to have a name to it.
No, it's actually Del Taco.
Oh, well. Del Taco, the taco spot.
Yeah.
All right. They sell tacos and stuff just like Taco Bell does. All right. But the thing is, they're like, but their tacos, they're like they're authentic tacos. You know what I'm saying? Like we got real taco cooks in the back, kind of thing. And we're gonna run this chain, and we're gonna make sure we're gonna be better than what Taco Bell ever could be, kind of thing. Sure, that's what they think they're going to be, and Taco Bell's like, oh, new taco spot over there. All right, cool. Ayo, bring back them
seasoned fries.
Bring back the French fries that we did. Boom. Hey, let's do the chicken taco shell. Run that.
Bring back nostalgic the nostalgic cups and shit, because they did do that.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just bring back the retro cups. Why? Just because they look cool, and people will buy it because they remember that they look like this. Yeah, we'll do that. Hey, we the only ones that can have Baja Blast in here, right? Yeah, cool. We'll order that. Oh, and also get that mango brisk tea brewing. Yeah. Because ain't no one else selling mango brisk tea in the universe but us. All right, cool. All right, we got our Diablo sauce and everything. We got that straight. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, we're good. And then people will be all like, I mean, authentic tacos is good, but I really want me some Baja Blast right now.
I have not had a Baja Blast in years.
They still taste the same, and they're delicious.
I know. I haven't drank soda in years.
Oh, good on you, because I need to stop as I'm sitting here with a...
Yeah, I've eliminated a lot of things drink-wise. So it's only tea and water, and then maybe a little bit of liquor every once in a while, but... Orange juice, you knew orange juice used to be my thing, but
listen, that was your shit.
Yeah, I have not drank orange juice in 4 years.
Well, just to update you, Taco Bell recently got this Baja Blast Midnight. Bro, that shit crazy, dog. What they got at Del Taco though?
No, they don't. Oh. I legit. The reason why I did that comparison is because there is Del Taco and there's Taco Bell. I'm wondering sometimes, like, why is Del Taco even a thing? Who fuck eats at Del Taco? But it's a thing. Us apparently, because we have to.
Yes, we have to eat both and see, and constantly talk about which one is. But that's my comparison on this. Yeah. AEW, they used to be, but now they're just not in a position, or they're just not doing the things that they need to do to make WWE sweat. And when WWE can have a completely different promotion, have a AAA Mania, and I'm looking on Twitter and everything that's being talked about is AAA Mania, and I had no clue that two people debuted on Collision.
Mm-hmm.
I only found out one person, and I sat there and watched the show, and I only knew about one person. And then, and even more so, like back when we was watching the whole, the last time they did the double booking, this counter booking programming, as they're saying, the last time they did it, the only things people was talking about that weekend was Goldberg's retirement, for better or for worse, Seth Rollins' injury, and Naomi cashing in during one of the best matches probably this year in Io and Rhea Ripley. There was a whole AEW WrestleMania tier event happening, and coming out of it, the only things people were talking about was Hangman and Jon Moxley's gory match and Mercedes Moné losing. There was like 15 matches on that card, and those are the two big important things that came out of that people talked about the most. Out of 15 matches? Come on.
Yeah.
And even then, they weren't talking about them that much. And so it's just like, there are clear things that AEW can do. AEW will never be able to beat WWE because WWE has like triple their weight in money in their back pocket.
Hypothetically, I feel like if CM Punk came around the time when the promotion was red hot, AEW was just starting up, they would have probably definitely been a good number 2.
If CM Punk would have still been in the company right now, they would have been a good number 2.
I don't know, man. I feel like CM Punk and AEW, he just didn't gel in there. Like, he gelled well with MJF. Great, absolutely. But like, I don't know, man. I just maybe it's because I'm so used to him in WWE. It just makes sense because of the storytelling he does. And when you have an entire program that's built off storytelling and you only have one wrestler in your entire roster who is a heavy story driven kind of guy, like, he doesn't fit there to me. He's a wrestler, but like, outside of the Swerve and Hangman page, name another story that really pulled you in besides him and MJF.
I won't, because
you can't.
You can't. And what you're saying is exactly the problem.
Yeah.
CM Punk, when he was there, was working wonders for them.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why CM Punk got booted out is because nobody wants to be what is necessary to make that shit work. Everyone,
Jungle Boy being
the
one, and where's Jungle Boy now?
who knows? Fucking Jack Barry.
Yes, this
Who knows?
the
Who cares?
Scarecrow, whatever the fuck his shit is, I don't know. Cry me a rip.
Who cares?
Anyway,
but it's like, yeah, CM Punk is what they needed over there, just like how they needed Cody. Honestly, everyone, the wrestling universe says when AEW lost Cody and CM Punk, that was like, them losing them is like WWE losing Scott Hall and Kevin Nash and fucking and Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan, yeah.
Like, it completely derailed them, and they have not recovered since. There was a brief moment earlier this year where I felt like, oh, wait a second, AEW might have fixed it. Oh no, my glasses were dirty. My bad.
This,
Like,
my glasses was dirty. It's crazy. That is crazy. My glasses was dirty. Okay.
I feel with the way things been going right now, if you could take Triple H from 3 years ago, and put him as the booker on AEW right now, AEW be able to do something. AEW will be great.
Hell, if Sean went over there right now, that'd be better. It won't probably be as great, but it'd be better.
Nah, fam, what?
Look,
At this point,
actually, I take that back. If Sean went over there, we would have probably more voluptuous individuals in their roster because Sean know how to pick them. Or Sean know how to pick.
You're not feeling Windsor and goddamn
Willow Nightingale?
That's not who I'm thinking of. Tekla, like, you know, then they ain't doing it for you.
Are you talking about NXT or are you talking about AEW?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
The fact that you don't know who they are literally proves all the point that we got going on, right? It proves everything.
Hey, look, man, the only woman I care about in that roster is Tony. She's time.
And anyway, that's the problem. And that's because those women who I just said are on that roster.
I know.
Those women are on that roster. But
like,
the only
women, Chris perfect example, Chris Statlander. Great individual. What the fuck is your story? What is your lore? You used to be an alien girl, and now you're just generic woman number 5.
With a chest tattoo.
Yes, you're hot as fuck. Don't get it. You're hot. But what are you now? At least Megan Bain is Beth Phoenix 2.0. We get that.
Go ahead, baby.
Penelope Ford, don't know her thing, but she is stunning. Willow Nightingale, was it Willow?
Right. Yeah, Willow.
Yeah.
Black girl.
Willow, yeah, she's beautiful. I understand her character. She's pretty much Bailey. Get it. But everybody else, what happened to Julia Hart? She used to be dominating for a while, and they're just like not doing anything with her. And she has a great character. But I think it's because she's
overshadowed by a 1001 Dalmatian belt Monet is the problem.
Sean, go over there, bro. Sean, go over
there. Listen, at this point, they need to take whoever they can. They need hit up Vince. He trying to do some shit again.
You know, speaking of that voluptuous woman comment, you know, one of the things I've recently done, because we're also guys, we're trying to do our own wrestling promotion. Something I've been wanting to do for years, and I've been booking it up for years or planning it for years. Normally when you create a wrestler on the game, right, you can change specific features of your wrestler. You can make their arms a little bit more bulger, or you can do this, make their shoulder, whatever. You can make the hips wider, you can make the thighs thicker, all those things. You don't have that ability anymore in 2K25. You are stuck with the abs, the chest, and everything that you are given when you pick the particular body type. The body type is the thing that distinguishes the wrestler. So everybody technically could somewhat have the same body type, which is not fun if you don't have that many different body types. But
so wait, you're saying that you can't like make the arm bigger?
Nope. You can't do none of that. Nope. The only thing that gets bigger is, again, if you go down the body types from skinny to muscular to fat, you know, and every one of them are distinguished differently in some way, shape, or form. Cause like he could be boom to boom, but like you can't go in there and modify. Like, okay, I like his shoulders here, but let me make his stature a little bit different. Let me do this. Let me, you know, you can't do that.
Yeah, so you can't do the thing where it's like, I want him to have a big round gut, but I don't want him to be flat up here.
Nope,
I
can't
want
do it.
this.
Can't do it. Trust me, that yeah. Yes, that is my exact reaction as I was trying to create my character. And I'm like, all right, I'm creating my character. My character, yeah, he's supposed to be buff or whatever, but like there's certain things I need to make him a little chunky. I can't do that. Can't do it. And then the reason why I brought this comment up is because Miss Lyons, she has the stacked body, but if you can't switch your roster up to at least have a similar type, if you wanted to, because like our Mika is a little on the thicker side, but now if you can't change the body types to only be brolic, stiff, and fat, I gotta fix certain things, man. I like.
Did you?
What if I?
Was the phrase you said brolic?
Yes, bro. You know how?
What's that mean?
Like when they're buff.
I never heard the term. I've never heard the.
You never heard the term brolic?
I've heard of brawly.
That's interesting. Yeah, okay, that was the term I like motherfuckers brolic, you know what I'm saying? Just big as shit.
Brawly.
Yeah.
Understood. I mean,
yeah. It was in terms of Broly though. It was reference to Broly.
Yeah, it's funny because like in vocab wise, even though because now that you said that, now I have to be like, because we always are said that, you know, Brawly just was representative of broccoli because, you know, because all Saiyans are named after vegetables.
Yeah.
But because I know Brawly, I know what Brawly is, and I'm very aware of what a Brawly type person is. Hearing the word Brawlic, I'm like, so like Brawly.
Yeah.
I use the context clues. However, now I'm understanding that scientifically speaking,
yeah,
Brawlic also just means that in general. So I'm like, that's. I wonder if that's. See, now I gotta do some research because I'm like, wait,
that big Brawlic motherfucker, you know what I mean?
Were they really cooking when they made Brawly? Because like they got the double meaning out of it being broccoli, and the fact that he is Brawlic, which Brawlic meaning that big buff. So, like, did they really hit us with the double entendre with Brawly in terms of him being a Saiyan and also him just be? See, now I gotta look it up.
I you know what? That's a side conversation. Absolutely. Yeah.
You just opened my eyes because once again, I'm thinking Brawlic as being like, well, I've never heard that word before, but Brawlic probably means something like Brawly because Brawly is who he is. When Brawlic, the word in itself,
it is slang. It is slang in African American vocabulary that someone who is well developed, large muscles, similar to being swole or ripped. It is a term only in our culture. You can Google the shit.
That's even more interesting because at this point, I can only now just assume that Brawlic had to come from Brawly. Like, and especially if it's a black culture thing. But you said it was from what, Africa?
Well, they say African American, so they meant black.
Oh, so in that case, that really solidifies the fact that Brawlic is referencing the Dragon Ball Z character who is behind me, Brawlic. Interesting.
I mean, I don't know how long the term goes back, but it is slang in our community.
But it makes sense because you as African Americans ourselves, we fucks with Brawley.
We all fuck with bro.
And so for a term to have been created that literally describes exactly what Brawley is to a T.
That's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy.
I heard it here first. We cracking codes. We talked about wrestling and we cracking codes.
So
here in the streets.
To get back to the original thing I was trying to say, because again, I'm trying to create this promotion and I'm trying to create characters, and Miss Lion is her character is exactly like she is in real life, hips and all. And I'm like, I actually have a couple characters who I need to have a similar build because that's just how they are developed in the Capcom world. How can I do that if I can't change their body type outside of just the format that you have?
Yeah, that's kind of.
So I'm kind of worried that do I have to copy Lions as a character and edit it and then put an image over her face to now make sure it's not her face, which means I have to do more work as a developer of the characters and shit. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention because I found it out recently as I'm making my character. I said, let me go ahead and start making my character. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing I always do is I work on my character because I spend the most time on my character so I can understand where items and everything are, what you can and cannot do, what elbow pads I like on characters, etc. I do the full dive.
Likewise. Because I do the exact same thing. I create my character, or out of the characters I like making, I make my faved character. Because if I don't make myself first, I'll usually make myself be like the third character I make. Because I'll make a dude, I'll make a girl, then I'll make myself. Or I'll make myself, then I'll make a girl, and the rest of the roster.
And that's the thing I'm going to next because I have to make Linga. And as and she's not that developed as a character, but it was just a realization as I'm making my character. I was like, so I can't. And that's so weird. I'm like, when you get on the game again, go check it out. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Now I'm gonna have to test it out because that's all right. Now I never created anyone on the game prior. But according to everyone, this game they're like I feel as if from what it seems like they're like one step away from getting back to the way creating a wrestler used to be, because they peaked and they had everything the way it should be, and then when SmackDown versus Raw, or like I think it was like when 2K 2021 hit, it was 21 or 22 where they kind of did like a whole revamp of the system. That's when they fucked it all up. Bro, the wrestler went to shit.
Bro, like whenever they started doing 2K is when they started fucking it up. Okay.
Yeah, there it is. That's what it is. When they went from when they switched it. Wait, was it though?
Because every other SmackDown versus Raw was okay. It was okay.
What was the last SmackDown versus Raw?
I want to say
was it 2019?
I want to say no. I could have sworn no, because there's no 2019 SmackDown versus Raw. That was 2K.
Okay.
I want to say it was 9.
I think you're right.
The last one was SmackDown versus Raw 2011.
That was the last one?
Yeah.
It was 11. But there were some 2K games. Hold on. I think Let me see here, because 2K. What was it? Because there was a certain 2K game
I would say
that
the
was.
one that I was doing everything on, which was 19. 19 was really good.
So you had 19.
Yep.
2K. Hold on. 2K19. That was the one with AJ Styles. I want to say it was 20 for me. I like
20 was good
2K20.
too. 20 was good too. I remember since I built all my roster on 19, I started to make the jump to 20 and I started doing certain characters, but then something shift and I think I was like, man, that's 100 characters I have to remake again. Yeah, bump that. I'm just gonna be doing most of the stuff on 19. And with how detailed these characters were, like these were legit replicas of every character from like every fighting game. Like I had somebody make them for me, and I don't have his info anymore because we were mainly messaging each other on PSN, and he would just make the characters for me, and he to the
Nice.
T, to the T. Um, I think I might be able to find his X account because I think one of his characters he kept the X account on one of them, and I had to go check. But maybe I could probably message him. And I don't know if he's still playing the game. I don't know what he's doing in his life. But man, during 2019, he helped me a lot.
So for me, 2K20 was peak. They peaked at 2K20. When 21 came out, if I'm not mistaken, 2K21 was the worst one because it came out and everything was fucking broken.
Oh yeah, wasn't that the one where they had the outside arenas with Bray Wyatt and shit?
Yes, the game was like literally almost unplayable because of how like cheaply done it was. And then I think I got 22, and the only reason why I got 22 was because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was when they decided that, hey, we're going to bring back
GM mode,
the GM mode, and I played it, but that game was glitchy as hell too, because I would do the thing where I'd be playing GM mode, and if a certain thing happens on GM mode, it would do this weird thing where it's like everything would like just stop working properly, and after it would stop working properly, if you reboot the game, your memory would become corrupt, and it would erase everything. Yes. Lucky for me, because I was getting ready to start creating people on this game. I came this close, and then it happened 3 times when I was playing, and I was like, got it. So we're just not going to we're just gonna not do anything on this game. We'll just play GM mode until it breaks again and reboots. And I bought this game like after like 80% of the DLC came out. So this was shit that was just happening in the fucking game. And it's at that point it had been out. It had been out. And so it was like,
this is my thing with that too, because like with creating the rosters that we need to create, especially for every expansion, that's the big thing I worry about. So if I could just find creators and editors who can be on a team that, you know, if we can kind of keep doing this every game, that'd be great. Side note, I found out that somebody took my original idea and ran with it.
What do you mean?
The CWA.
Oh, there's a CWA already out there?
Yep. I was doing research and everything. Guy has the whole show. His characters are pretty decent. His characters are looking really good. And he's actually putting up. It's funny, he did the same exact formula I had in mind. And I was like, how in the fuck? Because what I was gonna do was on commercial breaks, I would showcase Capcom product, Tekken product, or whatever, just as commercials, like the old school types of shit. He's doing it all. He's doing everything I had in mind. And I was like, wow. And a part of me is like, man, I don't want to stomp on his sandcastle.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, man, it would be dope if we could collab. You know, he already has a bit of a following. Some people are watching him. He's like, I think he good chunk of people watching him right now. Not like super big, but like, I think he has like 600 followers, something like that. But I was just like, wow, damn. And he's been doing it for a while too. Yeah, he's got it down, and he also has, I don't know if he's the announcer or whatever, but he got something solid going. The only thing he doesn't have to me, I feel, are like segments. It's just matches right now. It's just literally throwing matches up, no backstage stuff and stuff like that. And that's where I would be the difference, or we would be the difference. But maybe, you know,
Have
he
you
might
checked to see if that, as far as like, do you know how you would make segments on that game? Like,
I mean, the biggest thing I would do is I have to see if there is a highlight reel. If there is a highlight reel, then yes. Basically what I did before, and I'm not going to give the whole formula out here. I would do things from highlight reel. Let's just say that.
okay, got it. All right, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. But with the game
I'll have to look
being
into that.
the game being as cool with camera angles as much as possible. Yeah, all you got, the biggest thing is a lot of times these shows will keep the HUD on, and we try to keep it as realistic as possible. So there's no HUD on the screen. It's the product.
You can take the HUD off.
Hell yeah, you can take everything off.
Oh,
Yeah, the only thing I'm not too sure if you could take off yet is your name on the top right hand corner. It normally keeps like your username on the top right hand corner, so I gotta check that out. I don't know if that's just a thing, but either way, I feel like we're diluting a little too far. But to give our audience an idea, I mean, we both can say that the interesting world of wrestling, the wild world of wrestling, the WW, whatever you want to call it, is missing a couple of things. And Swag, I want to give you the chance to do your closing thoughts after having the conversation of just what is the wacky world of wrestling right now.
At the end of the day, I feel that this wacky world of wrestling, as we call it, this WWW. The main issue that's happening right now is the fact that we have one company that is no longer a wrestling business. And then we have another company who does not know how to run a wrestling business, or at least that's what it feels like. And unfortunately, one needs to get their act together for this one to just be better. But because this one over here is shit, they just have to be not as smelly shit. And as long as they're not as bad, they're going to continue making their money. They're going to continue doing what they're doing. They're going to continue milking us for the money that we got and making broke ass motherfuckers like me and Mazaku not be able to go to WrestleManias ever again.
Shit, I don't know when the fuck that's gonna happen.
when AEW finally gets good enough to make WWE feel it in their pockets. And we don't live in the correct universe where that happens.
Do an all-in in Orlando. Watch. You got it, guys.
No, that's not. Let me put it to you this way. In the parallel universe, the universe where AEW is flourishing and making WWE sweat is the same universe where Chris Benoit did not have CTE and Eddie Guerrero never died.
And on that note, guys, just know every time we are here, I always have to say it. The ring is sacred, the questions are real, but the destruction is guaranteed. Please check us out on BBODpod.com. We're everywhere, all forms of social media, as well as all streaming platforms. If you haven't yet, please chokeslam that like button and tombstone the subscribe button. We're here every week with a new podcast and topic. really don't have a topic in mind just yet, but hey, we might just mystery hat and just go off of topics that you guys can give us. So whether if it's comments, topics you put in the comment section, or in general, we might actually just spitball, put some topics in a hat and just throw it out
I
for a
actually really
conversation.
like that idea. Please give us something to talk about. Like, tell us something that y'all want to hear us give our bit and opinions on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Por favor.
Absolutely.
I want to hear. I want to see.
Until next time, it's the Masaku.
It's your boy, Swag Switch in the building.
And we are out, guys. Until next time.